Well, well. I'll give the Bears credit. They made it competitive for an end of a second half, early third quarter there. And then the Cowboys just straight up fucking blasted them like they were. And yeah. My God. My Uncle Daryl's busy, so he's not joining us on this game recap for this week, but I'm going solo. The Bears lose to the Cowboys. As I'm recording, the game's still going on, but there's no point. They took out pretty much the starters, so there was nothing to see, nothing to do. But the Bears lose to the Cowboys pretty much by the score of 29 to 40 or 49 to 29. So they get blown out, absolutely blown out. And for once, I can actually say for once, these are one of the Bear games where the offense can actually look at the other side of the football and actually just say, like, hey, what's going on over there? Through all its faults and everything, I'm not saying the offense looked absolutely perfect. It looked bad at some cases. Yeah, there were bad play calls here and there by Luke Getsy, which still pisses me off. I still don't like the running on the third downs. Some of the clueless play action thing, some of the clueless play calls, like for example, that one shovel pass. I understand the game's out of reach, but that shovel pass to Cole Kmet, the having David Montgomery being the snapper instead of Justin Fields, yada yada yada. My only issue with Luke Getsy is this. This is the second straight week in a row the Bears offense has put up more than 20 plus points, which thank Lord heavens, my God, is that freaking good. Like, geez, that's actually freaking good for once, you know. But it's like some of these play calls and everything are so damn stupid. There was not nearly enough of design quarterback runs this week, like compared to the Monday night game, but still, Justin Fields made plays on his legs when he needed to make plays. There's only a few occasions where Justin Fields made a bad play on his own, like getting out the ball a little bit sooner and everything. But other than that, I thought Justin Fields had another solid outing. And it's another performance to where you can look at it some parts and be like, yeah, he's that. You build something around him. You get him solid offensive lineman that will block for 2 or more seconds. You give him wide receivers that can catch the fucking football. He can be a really damn good quarterback in this league. And that's why I hope Ryan Poles does not give up on him. Because again, we see the traits. He needs the necessary pieces in place to be a good quarterback. To be a good quarterback. If not, a great quarterback. Be the potential franchise guy. Yeah, people are going to look at the stats. Oh, he didn't get over 200 yards passing. Well, what the fuck do you want him to do? I could care. Honestly, at this point, I could care less. As long as he looks good and he wins freaking games, I could care less. Now, obviously, people are going to be like, production-wise, yeah, whatever. I thought Justin Fields had another solid performance. He pretty much, in a way, kind of willed the team back in the game. You know, yeah, the first few drives weren't that good. But, you know, when the offense started moving the ball and they started getting a rhythm in there, well, then, you know, good. You know, and he was doing whatever he could. You know, again, there was chances where he had opportunities to run, but he's still looking downfield to hopefully get a pass unless he absolutely has to take the run. You know, which, again, that's freaking growth. That's absolute growth right there from the standpoint. You know, you want him looking down the field, looking to pass the ball down the field instead of just nothing's there, take off and run. But he's looking down the field, scanning the field before he takes off and run, even when he's on the move, and everything. You know, I thought Justin Fields played fine, but like I said, going back to this whole thing, you know, despite the stupid play calls by the Chicago Bears and Luke Getsy, the Bears offense still dropped around 29 points. Now, if they didn't go for the 2-point conversions 2 times, and those 2 plays were absolutely horrendous. Well, the second one was a little bit better, but the first 2-point conversion was absolutely terrible because somebody missed their man on a blocking assignment. But regardless, if not for missing those 2-point conversions and the Bears just take the points and kick the extra point, they would have had 32 points. they would have had 30 points. So it would have been the back-to-back games. They would have had 30 points. So the offense, by my logic, by my eye test, they did their damn job. They did their damn job. Like, really, can we really blame? Yes, there's play areas where we can blame the offense every now and then here from this game. But honestly, the offense was solid. Khalil Herbert, David Montgomery, they had some solid runs. Justin Fields, had a solid game running the ball and passing the ball. Offensive line was decently solid. I honestly thought it was going to be a worse showing than I thought it originally was. But no, the offensive line held up and they did a pretty damn good job. So I have to give credit where credit's due. Yeah, late in the fourth quarter, they let up some sacks, and even Justin Fields took some very bad sacks. But regardless, I thought they played well. The wide receivers, they were all right. The only plays that I didn't like that Justin didn't do good was again taking some sacks. There was one part where he didn't get the ball out fast enough. And then even the one play, the deep shot to Equanimeous St. Brown, which I think Equanimeous St. Brown kind of went back for that. A lot of people are saying there was also PI on that. Simple things. But then this leads into the whole wide receiver stuff. Justin Fields takes another shot downfield. This time it's to Velus Jones Jr. on that same corner, number 3. His last name was Brown. And everything. And Velus Jones drops a clear-cut pass. Well. Yeah, that is makes it. Velus Jones Jr. is a bust, man. He's a bust. I don't care. He's a bust. He's dropping punts. He dropped a kickoff return in Seattle in preseason, and now he dropped a dime from Justin Fields. Catch the ball. Velus Jones Jr. either needs to be cut or he needs to be demoted to the practice squad. The fact that he still continued to get reps in the game makes no sense. Also, speaking on that, why is he returning kickoffs? Why is he returning kickoffs? I thought you were done with this whole experience. I thought, the whole thing was to point at the fact, holding guys accountable. Why is he getting return kickoffs? He's not returning punts, but why is he returning kickoffs? And the funny thing is, when he's returning the kickoffs, he let everything go other than a kick that didn't make it to the end zone. He let them all go. Velus Jones Jr. continues to prove why he's a fucking bust and why it was a bad pick by frickin' Ryan Poles. I again continue to say that I was never sold on the pick. If you think I'm hating just to be a hater, no. Go back to my Chicago Bears draft recap video. I was not a fan of this pick. And again, I know some Bear fans are sick and tired of this George Pickens type of thing, but George Pickens was still available in the 3rd round when the Bears selected Velus Jones Jr. He was still there. People make the fact and then bring up Kyler Gordon and Jaquan Brisker, but no, people fail to realize when the Bears picked Velus Jones Jr., George Pickens was still there. Unless I'm getting my facts incorrect. I have to go back and watch the video. But, hey, let's keep going back to Velus Jones. He should not even be suiting up. Don't even bother suiting him up. Oh, yeah, and then I remember the only one thing I hated Justin Fields was doing is after David Montgomery fumbled the ball, Justin Fields did a very piss-poor job at not touching Micah Parsons. He literally jumped over him. Like, come on, man. You got to have the awareness. Touch the ball carrier, touch the ball handler. So guess what? So you know that he's down. That's a loaf on Justin. He'll get better from that. That's just a mental mistake. I think you can attribute to the fact that maybe he was probably pissed off at the moment, because freaking, David Montgomery fumbled there. But You got to touch the ball carrier. That was one other thing. But other than that, I thought Justin Fields played a fine game. Yeah, you can look at the stats, but and they're not the most impressive. But regardless, I thought from the eye test, he played a very solid game. He was taking some deep shots. One was underthrown, but still could have been questioned to make a play on it. Still took some deep shot to take some deep shots at the end of the game, and the ball placement was good on those throws. It's just the Cowboys defenders made better plays, and they made good plays to stop the Bears from trying to make it a 28-21 game going into halftime, which that was a clutch moment. That was a clutch moment right there. And even later in the game, I like the pass to Cole Kmet, that touchdown pass to Cole Kmet. That was a dope pass play right there. This time he throws to a tight end, and guess what? He didn't overthrow him. So that was good. I thought he did. I thought he was going to, but he made the throw. Cole Kmet made the catch. Good things you see out of Justin. And it's like I say, continuously say, we just had to build around him. Give him an offensive line that can hold their blocks. Give him wide receivers that can get open and catch the freaking football. This dude is going to be freaking averaging the statistics we think he can. Like, honestly, he should have got to 200 yards passing. Guess what? You take away, if Equanimeous St. Brown catches the deep pass, if Velus Jones Jr. catches the deep pass, Justin Fields probably throws for 250 yards passing just alone. Because he managed to get 151 yards passing, or I think a little bit more. All right, let me go look at the stats. Let me look at the stats. Let me look at the stats. Yeah, 151 yards passing. Simple as that. He could have got to 200 yards passing, but regardless. Herbert had a good game, 99 yards rushing. Fields had another good game rushing, 60 yards. Montgomery had another good game rushing, 15 carries, 53 yards. Simple that. Again, regardless, the offense at the end of the day, despite all the slow start and some bad play calls, the offense did their job. They put 29 points on the board, and you would think 29 points should win you some football games. 29 points will win you football games. So, what was the problem? Well, the problem was the absolute the absolute garbage. I shouldn't even call it garbage. The absolute atrocious play of the defense. This was the defense's by far their worst game of the season. By far. I said going to this game, you want to see the growth. Take, even if you go down in this game losing, you still want to see the team still make a progress to building something. The offense, I think, did their jobs, and they continue to build upon it. Because the second straight game, you're scoring over 20-plus points. You'll take that as an offense. 33 last week, 29 this week. That's good progress right there on the offensive side of the ball. Will the defense do their job and continue to stop people? Well, again, if you didn't know, Robert Quinn got traded. I did record a video on that, but I never uploaded it. So my thoughts on the trade: hey, they got a 4th-round pick back in return. That pretty much shows you that Ryan Poles was accumulating draft picks. Makes sense. Yada yada yada. I understood it and everything, and yeah. Obviously, the number one headline coming out of this whole the Robert Quinn trade was the fact that Roquan Smith, when his press conference, was crying. So my question is this: did Robert Quinn, a guy that barely did anything this year, only had 1 sack, he really meant that much to the freaking defense? That much? To the point they give up 49 points? They're lucky they didn't give up 50. They stopped him a few. They got an interception thanks to Eddie Jackson because he read it. And then that first third down, then that first third quarter drive by the defense, they got the stop. But other than that, and then obviously garbage time stopped too. But other than that, the Bears literally let the freaking Cowboys do whatever the hell they wanted, do whatever the fuck they wanted, and the Bears defense absolutely did nothing about it. At some point, they had no freaking pride to freaking get stops and just play football. Like, you have the secondary absolutely getting fucking torched by CeeDee Lamb. And all they were running for CeeDee Lamb were either skinny post or longer yard slants. And that, there was a few tight end crossers on that one drive that's completely on the linebackers there. But other than and then Dak Prescott freaking running the ball. And the broadcast team, which, my God, there was a part of this in this broadcast, they were freaking talking about Emmitt Smith and Gerald Johnson's whole thing after he broke freaking this dude's rushing record. Have this whole thing. They bring him up in the booth in the game. I'm trying to watch the game. I ain't trying to listen about Emmitt Smith break no damn freaking Walter Payton's rushing record. Who gives a hell? No, any other NFL fan that is not a fan of the Cowboys could care less about the rushing record of Emmitt Smith breaking freaking Walter Payton's rushing record. No one cares. All we care about is the game. Call the damn game and do that. I swear, it's every fucking time when it's the Chicago Bears, they're playing some team. It's like the NFL is purposely telling them, throw shade at the Bears. It wasn't too long ago. We were playing, I believe, the Texans. One of the commentators on CBS was a Packers wide receiver, and they're showing highlights of him scoring touchdowns against the Bears. Why is it always the Bears that they decide to continuously pick on them and continually show highlights of the Bears or trash them any further? I'd rather just have the NFL just come on and say, we don't like the Bears. We think the Bears are too old school for us. No one cares about rushing records broken by Emmitt Smith and Emmitt Smith talking in the booth. Call the fucking game. That's all we care about. I want to see what's going on. I don't care about Emmitt Smith. I don't care about NFL history right now. It's 2022. I don't care what happened in 1998. But as it was going on, speaking of running backs, the Bears fucking defense couldn't stop freaking Tony Pollard whatsoever. Let's look at the stats, Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard had a fucking career day. If anything, if I was Ezekiel Elliott, I'm shitting my pants right now. Because guess what? Tony Pollard pretty much did all the job, pretty much looked like vintage Zeke when he first got to the Cowboys. He had 131 yards rushing on 14 carries. And speaking of again running, the Bears defense gave a 25-yard quarterback sneak to Dak Prescott. 25-yard quarterback sneak. That should tell it all. That should tell it all. That's really what they did. The Bears biting on play action again really hard like it was the Giants game. This defense was atrocious. Atrocious. That's how you respond after a good performance against the Patriots? Like, my God, man. That's how you respond? That's a joke. That is an absolute joke. No way in hell should you be giving up 49 points in a game. The Bears are lucky that they didn't give up 50. I'm still going to rip the Bears defense in a whole new asshole, but still, 49 points. Coming off a very impressive performance against the Patriots. That goes to show you how bad the Patriots offense is. And mind you, we play the Dolphins next week. So we're going to give up 50 points next week to the Dolphins at home. Couldn't stop the run. Couldn't stop the pass. DB's getting torched. There was one play, CeeDee Lamb just ran a straight up seam route. Jaquan Brisker doesn't pick it up. Had Charles Tillman tweeted about it, saying, that's on Brisker right there. How the hell you let CeeDee Lamb just run right up the middle and there's nobody covering him? There were two too focused on stopping the run because guess what? They were not getting consistent enough stops on the run. And then every time the Bears offense got a touchdown and they got them back in the game, defense turns around and fails to do his job and get a stop. When it was like a damn near, I think there was a point, there was like a 10-point game or 11-point game. Bears need to stop. They let Cowboys go right down the field and score a touchdown, pretty much ending the friggin' game. And you have to put your offense and try to at least make it a shootout to do anything. But it's too little too late. That first drive told it all. You watch the first drive the Cowboys did. They went right down the field with utter ease. Too easy. I saw that and I was like, whoa, that's way too easy for these guys to go right down the field. And that was pretty much the entire game. The Cowboys were toying with the Bears defense. So, what? Robert Quinn really meant that much to the Bears defense, and he barely did anything this year? He meant that much? Wow. Congratulations, Matt Eberflus. Congratulations, Alan Williams. Mostly Alan Williams. And some part, it all comes down to the players. Also comes down to the players. The linebackers were absolutely nowhere to be seen today. Absolutely nowhere to be seen. If Roquan Smith demands that he is that type of dude, Ninja, where are you doing your job in covering pass coverage? Where are you freaking filling up gaps? Morrow, he didn't do anything either. The defensive line was absolutely getting blown up from the point of attack. Just getting blown up. That's what led to all these big runs. Linebackers not factoring into anything. Your defensive line getting blown up. Now your defense looks like hot garbage. Hot garbage. And I thought the defense was actually competitive. At least kept you in games. And you're over there and you look at the offense. The offense ain't doing anything. Now we're on the flip side. Offense, last few games, they've actually been looking impressive. It's the defense that is like letting them down. And that's why I said the offense can now look at the defense and be like, we're keeping you guys in the game. We're cutting the lead down as best as we can. And you can't get consistent stops to put the ball back in our hands. Like, seriously. Embarrassing performance by the Bears defense. Embarrassing performance by the Bears defense. The Cowboys barely did anything. They barely had to work to beat the Bears because the defense absolutely sucked. It got dicey for the Cowboys. And then guess what? They just went back to what they were doing on the first few drives, and the Bears absolutely fell for it. Simple shit. Not a good performance. Not a good look by the Bears defense. Not a good look. Cannot give 49 points after the performance you did against the Patriots. Cannot allow that. I don't care if Robert Quinn was this locker room leader and he was this veteran presence. Don't care. That's the business. That's the business. Tell that to Roquan Smith before he starts crying in another press conference. That's a business. It's a business. It's a job. Shit like that happens. You got to go in the next day and deal with it. Simple stuff. Simple stuff. Bears lose to the Cowboys in embarrassing fashion on the defense side of the ball. Offense looked at least respectable, and they did their jobs. Defense, my God, absolutely got blown up. I hope this doesn't also mean that Poles will have to cater to the defensive side. Now, I do think he needs to cater to the defense side of the ball, but shit, we still need to cater to the offense side of the ball. Justin Fields is literally carrying that entire offense on his back and dropping 29 points on his back. Yet he doesn't have offensive linemen that can consistently block. He's got the running backs. The running backs are fine. That's really, those three are carrying the offense. Fields, Herbert, and Montgomery are the guys carrying the offense. Everybody else ain't doing their damn shit. Everybody else ain't doing their job. N'Keal Harry, you got a touchdown. I did like to play, you know. And then one more thing on the offense before I get out of here. Why did we not take shots at number 3? Number 3 was by far the weakest corner on their team. He was getting burned easily. Why did we not take any more shots at that guy? Oh, that's right. We want to play it safe. So, yeah. But anyways, Bears lose. They have a game against the Miami Dolphins next week. And the way the defense looked this week, that's no vote of confidence because the Dolphins can score pretty big. And they got Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle over there and Mike Gesicki. 3 weapons. I would hope the Bears defense plays better football, but the Dolphins got a good running game and they got really good pass receiver. And they got really good receivers. Lord have mercy if the Bears give a back-to-back 40-point games, if not 50-point game. Honestly, I would not be shocked with this performance. They might as well give it 50 points to the damn Dolphins. Don't let it get to 60 points. Shit. Tomorrow, ladies and next Sunday might be one of the worst atrocities on the Bears defense side of the ball. Like this shit was like Mark Trestman defensive level bad stuff right here. Yeah, just bad. But gonna get out of here. Guys, like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts on this Bears loss. Did you like what the offense gave you? Your thoughts on the defense? Hit that subscribe button to Camp 15 Talk Sports if you want to get more sports content about the Chicago Bears or any other thing, other sports I upload to the channel. Till then, guys, catch you guys next video. Peace.